In this episode of Viral Rewind, we're looking at the ColorBug Windows Trojan. Now, this is a Windows 32-bit virus, so it will affect Windows 9X and NT systems, as we can see from our description up here. It's about a 54 kilobyte application, and if we look down here, this is where it actually is, but notice it lacks an icon. It has no defined icon on it. So we could essentially do something like this, and now I've ended up putting the ColorBug Trojan right over top of what is actually the CompuServe shortcut here on this Packard-Bell computer. So anyway, when we run this, we get a little activity, but we don't get any kind of dialog box, any kind of responses, or anything like that. So something might load it onto your computer through an email that you launch it, or you pick it up off of Kazaa, so maybe a file sharing service. However you get it, once it runs, you don't really see it do much of anything. But we need to restart the computer to see the effect of ColorBug, so let's go ahead and do that right now. So we'll be re-entering the Windows 95 OS here in a couple seconds, and we'll see the effects of what ColorBug does the next time you start Windows. Coming up here. Oh, the login prompt didn't quite look right. And if you note the color of our taskbar looks a different color now. And if we pull up the start menu, oh, now it's all green looking. And the font colors have all changed too. Let's see. And so it has the colors of all the windows. Now it's kind of what, blue-purple. And it's still got our green menus. Wonder what other applications look like. Like the Packard-Bell audio station. Oh yes, the audio station has got this weird, what would I call this, fluorescent green kind of thing going on. So what you can see that the ColorBug Trojan has done is, although you don't really see it do anything when you first launch it, the next time you start Windows, it changes the colors of the entire Windows color palette. So everything has some kind of different color to it now. Let's see, we have all these different menu colors, different background colors. And of course all our window colors are all different too now. And text colors are all different. So yes, ColorBug pretty much changes the colors of the entire Windows color palette for anything on it, whether again dialog boxes, menus, selected icon colors, window colors, menu colors, title bar colors, etc., etc. And not only does it do this, and I hope we'll be able to see it with this color here, but there's two things that ColorBug also does. One of them is it's supposed to copy itself to the C Windows system directory, and it also adds a registry entry so that every time Windows loads, it reloads ColorBug so that the next time you start Windows afterwards, it'll be a whole different color palette. So let's go to HK local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows current version, run. And here we have this little entry called cb, and it looks for cb.exe. Now, when it doesn't have any kind of specific address on it like this here, that's referring to the C Windows system directory. That's where the registry will default to when you put an entry like this in, is C Windows system. If it's not there, then you have to use an address entry like it has here. So it's set up in the Windows registry again to start up every time Windows does, so that the next time Windows starts, you get a whole different color. So it's looking for cb.exe in the Windows system directory, which of course cb is ColorBug. So let's see if we can find it in system. And although we're looking for it in system, there is a bit of a bug with ColorBug, ironic as that sounds, because ColorBug, although it puts the registry entry there, you can see looking through the system directory here that there is no cb.exe up here anywhere. And it's not hidden or anything, it just simply doesn't drop the file. So if we go ahead and try to restart Windows again here, we'll find out that it won't actually change the color palette again. So we loaded back into Windows after that restart, and as we can tell here, by looking at all the colors, it didn't change the colors after the restart, because again, even though the registry entry is there to rerun ColorBug, the actual application does not exist in the Windows system directory. So let's go ahead and fix that so that the ColorBug bug has been fixed, so to speak. Let's go back into the system. Paste it. And then we're going to change this to cb.exe. And I'm going to go ahead and press enter so that it runs it just like it would have if it did exist there in the first place with that registry entry. And now we're going to restart, and we should see a whole new color palette. I'm about to come back into Windows again here. Oh, that looks a little different. And now, if you can tell from our taskbar, we have a whole new color palette that ColorBug has once again changed around. So now we got a whole different thing of menu colors and background colors. And it's even more green now, it seems, or maybe pale yellow, who knows. But this is what ColorBug would do every time you start Windows. Now that I have cb.exe in the system directory like it was supposed to have dropped, it's already reloaded it. So the next time Windows starts, there's going to be a different color palette, and then a different color palette, and then another different color palette. It's just going to keep changing the colors of everything on all the Windows items. So to fix this is pretty simple. First, let's get that off the desktop. Navigate to the Windows System folder. So that we can get rid of cb.exe from there so that it doesn't launch, which is easy to find because it has no icon. And then we need to go into the registry and remove that registry entry that's supposed to launch it every time Windows starts. Run, and then we find our CB entry and delete that registry entry. Now that removes ColorBug from the system, but now we're still left with this messed up color palette. But since this is a desktop theme, just go back to Dangerous Creatures and have it reapply the correct theme. And now we're all back to where we started, so we're all nice and happy. So that is the ColorBug Windows Trojan.